Hello, beautiful people. Listen, Darima, welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be checking this video. As it's no surprising, Diddy's been arrested, he's been denied bail, and lots of people have interesting things to share or talk about it. So, yeah, we're going to be checking this video together. Let's check it out.
Sean P. Diddy Combs. That's the subject right now. The topic is serious. It's a federal case against Sean P. Diddy Combs. The bad boy entertainment mogul was arrested overnight at a Manhattan hotel and taken into custody by U.S. Homeland Security investigators. The investigators were acting on a sealed indictment filed by the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. The 14-page indictment, which I have read, which was unsealed today, charges Diddy with sex trafficking and racketeering. The federal government has accused Diddy of directing a vast criminal enterprise that he used to assault and traffic women. Here's a section of the indictment that essentially lays out the broad case against Diddy. He's accused of, quote, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice, end quote. The indictment also alleges Diddy used force or threats of force to coerce women to engage with male sex workers.
It is like it's in for God, because no, do you think this is just an act of only one person? The question is, how many more are there? Because obviously there will be lots more people that are like this.
Workers. The indictment goes on to say those acts, which were called, quote, freak-offs, end quote, sometimes lasted days and were often recorded. Federal prosecutors say various recordings were seized during the raids on Diddy's home in Los Angeles, homes, not one home, homes as in plural, in Los Angeles and Miami earlier this year. The government also alleges participants of the quote-unquote freak-offs were often given controlled substances like ketamine and ecstasy to keep victims, quote, obedient and compliant, end quote. Combs will appear in federal court today where he's expected to plead not guilty. Federal prosecutors laid out the case against Diddy during a press conference earlier today in New York City, during which prosecutors also said they want bail denied and they want Diddy to remain in jail until his trial. P. Diddy.
Wow. Just wow. My question is, are they using Diddy to set an example, or they want him protected because there are other people that they also want to get? There are two ways to look at it, multiple ways to look at it. What do you think? But yeah, denying him bail, absolutely. That's it. Right. Because I mean,
his trial. P. Diddy Combs is expected to plead not guilty, and his attorneys say he deserves to be released until the trial date. Diddy's wave of legal troubles was spurred by a bombshell lawsuit filed by ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in November. The R&B singer accused the mogul of rape, sex trafficking, and physical abuse. The lawsuit was settled for an undisclosed amount a day after it was brought. He's in a world of trouble, y'all.
Yeah.
My God, is he in a world of trouble. First of all, say some local police department. This is Homeland Security. So let's get that out the way first. This is Homeland Security. First off. Secondly, the sex trafficking, the physical abuse is something the ex-girl accused him of. Remember, he settled that the next day after the case, after she publicized it.
Yes.
He settled the case the next day. But it was thereafter that the video came out with him running down the hallway, snatching her, throwing her to the ground, kicking her, throwing a vase at her, etc., etc. Y'all remember that infamous video? He came on and he apologized and he acknowledged that he was in a real bad, effed up place. That's what he said. That's what he said. So you admitted you were messed up. You admitted that your act was egregious. It's the apology. Remember when he gave that quote unquote apologetic video right there? A lot of people weren't buying it because it was shortly removed from him categorically and emphatically denying there was any truth to the allegations that were levied against him. It was only after the video came out that he had to fess up and own up to it. And even then, people didn't believe that his level of contrition was satisfactory.
And you know what is crazy about this Diddy situation is the fact that when Cassie filed the lawsuit, people did not believe her. Other victims came forward, they also did not believe them. Lots more other people came forward, they didn't believe them. And I'm wondering, like, how can people be so blinded? It is not making sense. That's why I still try to wrap my head around it. Like, how many more celebrities are like Diddy? Picture it for a moment. Because obviously, people did not believe Diddy. So do you think, or people did not believe Diddy could do it or could do this? So do you think some of your favorite celebrities, if people start talking about them, do you think people would believe them? Because I mean, there was some information that was leaked or that was shared some couple of months ago. I bet you lots of people have forgotten about it. You remember the Drake and Kendrick Lamar situation? Lots of people have forgotten about it and people did not believe it. And people still kind of like, oh, they brushed it off. But I bet you sooner or later, people would make references to those information.
So we all knew this was coming.
Exactly.
But when you hear racketeering conspiracy, when you hear sex trafficking by force, when you hear that drugs were used to keep them obedient and compliant, when you hear about the transportation to engage in prostitution, male sex workers, and all of this other stuff, he's in a world of trouble.
Indeed.
And I hate to bring up this name, but it is apropos in this particular situation. Remember what Suge Knight said? Y'all remember that?
Ooh,
when Suge Knight said he was in a world of trouble? Because Suge Knight said, listen, he knows a lot. And so you're looking at a potential situation where it could arguably mirror that of Jeffrey Epstein. Remember him?
Yes.
August 10th, 2019. Prison guards found, I'm reading right from online. Guards found American financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein unresponsive in his jail cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City, where he was awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. Tried to perform CPR, couldn't resuscitate him, pronounced dead at a downtown hospital at 6:39 a.m. What it went on to say in the reports that there were violations because normal jail procedures on the night of Epstein's death wasn't followed. It talked about a malfunction of 2 cameras in front of his cell. And you got people still to this very day with their conspiracy theories being thrown out there that it wasn't suicide, but ultimately intentional harm was brought to him because he knew too much about too many people. That's what Suge Knight alluded to when he was talking about P. Diddy. And as we sit here today, who the hell can deny that potential reality? Do we know? No. We don't know. But what we do know is that these are federal charges. What we do know is that his attorney has been on the record saying that he flew to New York as recently as a couple of weeks ago because they knew this was coming down the pike.
Of course, they're going to play the card. Like, the world we live in is really crazy, it's messed up. And note, some of the things they show us in Hollywood or Hollywood, do you think those are just fictional? Do you think?
And he wanted to show compliance and that he wasn't running from anything. And he's expected to plead not guilty. And he turned himself in. And months earlier, he had turned his passports in. And family members had also turned their passports in. But let's lay this out, because we need to understand, and we need to gather a level of education in our own brains to edify ourselves to the kind of trouble you can get yourself in sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Him, obviously so. Clearly, you can sit up there and say you're innocent until proven guilty. Nah, that's in the court of law. In the court of public opinion, he's already been found guilty. Can we just be real about that? In the court of public opinion, not law. In the court of public opinion, ain't a damn soul think he's innocent. I'm not denigrating or castigating the brother, whatever. I met him at a Golden State Warriors game. One time I went to a party and it was supposed to be his party. I never saw nothing like that. But without mentioning any names, without incriminating anybody, you see the names? Do you see the people who have befriended him over the years, who have attended his parties, who are considered close to him, who he's been in business with? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? I mean, this has gotten very, very scary.
Yeah.
Hollywood's in trouble.
Thank you. And I said the exact same thing. Hollywood is in trouble. And it is scary. This is scary. Thank you, sir. Hollywood is in trouble. Because obviously, with Diddy being found like this, okay, or Diddy in jail like this, okay.
Hip-hop and R&B is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Because the brother's an elite success story. Had a lot of friends. Had a lot of people vouch, or once upon a time vouched for him. In terms of his brilliance as an artist, a producer rather.
Yes.
Brother knew how to make money. And now here we are. When you're in that position and you know so much, I got news for you. It's gotten very, very scary. If it were just him, it would be sad. It would be very unfortunate. But I use the word scary because I get the impression, to put it kindly, that his life ain't the only life that's going to be affected. That they ain't after him just to get him.
Yeah. Oh,
you got Homeland Security involved. You got the feds involved. I got news for you. They ain't coming just for him.
Yes.
They coming for a whole bunch of people.
Yes. Holy cow. This is my exact thought. Because when I saw that they denied Diddy bail, it made a lot of sense. They're not coming just for Diddy. It is scary. Really, it is scary. Because obviously, the names of other people that are involved with Diddy have been involved with Diddy. We're talking about years. We're not even talking about recent. It is scary indeed. It is scary. Because obviously, they denied him bail, so he's not going to be around or be in his house or be in a place where, I mean, people would know where he is, so attack. So they try to like keep him short. So obviously, they will keep him somewhere. This is interesting, and this is a huge one. Hollywood is in trouble. Now the question here is, how many more of the celebrities, the elites, are going to go down, are going to join, are going to be exposed as well? Some of your favorites would also be exposed. Thank you, Stephen Smith, on this one. This was the truth. And I'm glad he said it as it is, because obviously it is scary. And Hollywood itself is shaking. I bet you they are shaking. It's just sad that this is happening. But it's a good thing we're getting to know and learn about this, because, I mean, for how long will they continue? And how long this has been going on for? But let me know what you think about this so far. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love to share that. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.